And I will talk about that in a second. Before let me do this now. Yes, sir. Really? Okay, let me go to my side. And then we're going live. We going live, baby. All right, I'm gonna put you on speaker. Really? Okay, let me go to my side. And then we're going live. We going live, baby. All right, I'm put you on speaker. 1 second. All right, we're live. And then we're going live. We going live, baby. Let me mute that shit. Because I got a thing. All right, let me cut the light on. All right, y'all. So I got TownBizz in the building, and he called me immediately after, just to give you a premise. And a lot of you guys didn't like my video I did on Lomachenko in regards to how did I say? I said Lomachenko is damn good now, and I think that people need to start giving him his credit. And I also equated that to an experience I had as a young kid about realizing that shit, non-black people can be great athletes too. And Town called me immediately. Town called me. I'm gonna just let you go, Town. Go ahead, Town. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, listen, man. Here's the thing. The problem that I have with Lomachenko, there, a lot of people are being prisoners of the moment, and I feel like there's this thing going on in boxing. It just has to be said. Look, me and you both cover boxing. Me and you are both members of the media, except me and you go a little bit further than what the regular guys do. There's, to me, I'm just going to put it out there. There's just a conspiracy basically to push the black and the Mexican, in particularly, you know, to the back burner of boxing, because this Lomachenko love affair is just repulsive and it's just ridiculous, and it's just time to expose the Lomachenko fan base, the so-called bandwagon fan base, and Bob Arum. See, Bob Arum always tries to sneak this black fighters and black people without actually making a racial slur, but what it is, you have to decode what Bob Arum does. Now, I can accept a non-black fighter being good because, see, first of all, I've always liked non-black fighters. Keep in mind, I'm a big Mikey Garcia fan. I was a Salvador Sanchez fan. I was you know what I'm saying? I like Canelo. I don't like who he's affiliated with. It doesn't really have nothing to do so much with him being a non-black fighter. It's just the fact that people are trying to force feed him on us once again, like they did Triple G. They're giving him too many accolades for a very small body of work. And the thing is, the funny part about it is, black people were talking about Lomachenko first. Now, the funny part about it is, I was one of the first people that said, well, Lomachenko has like a black fighter style. And keep that in mind. Now, a lot of people disagreed with me on that at first. Now, when he lost to Salido in his second, he shouldn't try to fight like a black person. These were now all these white people are big Lomachenko fans now, and I can name some of these YouTubers that didn't like him that were trying to say that he fight black, but now all of a sudden they love him. And that's the problem that I have. Lomachenko does have a black fighter style, and he patented his style after black fighters. Black people are okay with him, but the problem that I have is these people trying to disrespect every black and Hispanic fighter that ever laced them up by saying what this dude did in 12 fights is better than anything that all the great ones did. You know, and I don't appreciate Bob Arum's white ass saying that Lomachenko is better than Muhammad Ali, and then you get these now all of a sudden everybody is jumping on Lomachenko fans saying absurd shit, saying that he would have gave Floyd fits at 130. Floyd would have annihilated Lomachenko at 130. When he was Pretty Boy Floyd, when Floyd had like an 80% knockout ratio. Because, see, I saw something in that fight. The one time that Lomachenko did get buzzed, he froze. And he was stunned by it, which goes to tell you Lomachenko ain't been through fire yet. See, the real test gonna be with Lomachenko is when he gets hit and how he reacts. See, Floyd been through fire. And like I said, I think it's repulsive to sit up there and try to say that this dude did more in 12 fights than what Floyd did in 50 fights. I think that's a great disservice. I think all the fighters that's currently out should be calling out this bullshit with Lomachenko, because Lomachenko is not the best fighter in the world. That is absolutely false. Because no, Fred, because people need to hear this. Okay, yes, he's winning fights. But at the same time, Floyd made people look ordinary. Sure. And then you got to look at the people that Lomachenko then fought. Lomachenko, if you really look at his resume, except for Guillermo Ringadal, who, by the way, was 37 years old, where the size difference, who was very inactive, it was a big size difference. Lomachenko had everything in his favor. I told you before the fight, it was set up for him to win this fight. So I mean, but they want us to praise a dude for beating up a dude that was way smaller than him. But now we're telling Lomachenko to go up and wait. Hey, that's what the great ones do. Now all of a sudden they're saying, hey, Mikey Garcia. They're tweeting saying, hey, Mikey Garcia is too big for us at 140. So now they trying to pull the come down shit. So I don't appreciate that. Because like I said, now all of a sudden these Lomachenko fans are popping up out of nowhere. The same people that said they didn't like him because he had a black fighter style. And this is the thing. I get tired of, once again, this swagger jacket. So now all of a sudden they say, oh, this dude uses defense. He uses side to side movement, and he tries not to get hit. And this, so now all of a sudden he's better than everybody else. Now keep in mind, when black fighters do that, they get called cowards. So I guess Lomachenko was a coward. See, this is what I mean. They take something from us, and then they take it, and then they try to take credit for it. This is the story of America. White people trying to steal something that black people create. And that pisses me off with this dude. 12 fucking fights in, and you mean to tell me that his body of work is better than any current fighter? So let me get this straight. Crawford, Mikey Garcia, Canelo Alvarez, Andre Ward all have more knockouts than he do fights. And you mean to tell me that this dude is better than all of them? And I don't give a fuck about him making somebody quit and shit, allegedly. So I'm just saying, we got to keep it 100. It ain't about black people not liking him or accepting the fact that he's a solid fighter. He's solid. But like I said, you really don't see how good a dude is until he get tested, until he get nailed. See, guys like Floyd got tested. Andre Ward got tested. And that's what I'm saying. They're setting the standards low for this dude. And I don't appreciate that, where they set the standards high for the black fighters and even the Hispanic fighters. So I'm saying Lomachenko don't got to test himself now. Okay? Like I said, everybody he fought was inactive. Nicholas Walters, long layoff. Guillermo Ringadal, 3 fights in 3 years, 37 years old. You saw everything come into account. Size difference, strength difference. He was set up to win the fight. Come on. You make Guillermo Ringadal jump up 2 weight classes. So we asking you, hey, since you so good, since you done so much work within 12 fights, and you better than everybody that's out right now. So somehow you, the number 1 or possibly number 2 fighter, okay, so we gonna raise the bar hard for you. Go up 3 weight classes and fight Crawford, or go up 2 weight classes and fight Crawford. Crawford hasn't officially fought at 147 yet, but now all of a sudden they're saying Crawford is too big. But then he wasn't too big for Ringo. Now keep in mind, when Floyd Mayweather fought Marquez, everybody and their mama was bitching about, oh, Floyd, he didn't make weight, and he weight bullied Marquez and shit. Because a lot of people still didn't give Floyd his credit for dominating Marquez. And keep in mind, Floyd Mayweather had been off 1 year before he fought Marquez. And not to mention, if I'm not mistaken, Marquez rehydrated more than Floyd Mayweather. And then what did they say about Floyd when he beat Ricky Hatton? Oh, Floyd beat a dude that was smaller than him. He made Ricky Hatton go up. And see, this is what I don't like. These people change the narrative when it comes to us, but they don't want to change the narrative when it comes to Lomachenko. So that's what's pissing me off. Black people do not have a problem giving a dude his just due. But when you start saying after 12 fights, he the greatest fighter of all time, that's absurd. And Bob Arum is trying to sneak and play the racial card without actually playing it and shit. But see, motherfuckers like me see right through that bullshit. No fucking way is you the best fighter in the world with 12 fights in. And I'm sorry. It don't matter whether you make guys quit or not. Because like I said, he fought an inexperienced Gary Russell Jr. And I remember when he fought Gary Russell Jr. You know what I'm saying? Before Gary Russell Jr. signed to fight that fight, people were saying, well, Gary Russell Jr. ain't fought nobody. And so, but then when he beats Gary Russell Jr., then they saying, oh, that was the greatest victory ever. So this is what I mean by people are trying to switch the narrative and shit. And people got to get called out on that shit. Because like I said, a lot of these damn so-called white bandwagon Lomachenko fans are coming out of nowhere. And I knew that I told you this was going to happen. I told you they was going to come crawling from whatever rock and whatever cave they came out of, telling them, oh, you need to respect Lomachenko. I ain't got to respect nobody. Because like I said, you didn't respect our fighters. Every time Floyd Mayweather beat people that you asked him to beat, it was always an excuse. So now that the shoe is on the other foot, then here you guys come crying, trying to say, oh, you guys are not giving him credit because he's not black. Man, come on, man. People got to keep it real. Like I said, once again, Fred, let's talk about his so-called style. Like I said, that's a black fighter style. Head movement. Shifted. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, these damn white people trying to take credit for that. But keep in mind, when a black person fights like Lomachenko, they call him a runner, they call him a coward. And they need to be called out for their fake bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They be switching the narrative too much. They don't know what they want. See, now all of a sudden, they jump on the Lomachenko bandwagon because they know Sergey Kovalev already been beat twice by Andre Ward. Triple G is on his way out. So this is the new guy. And then when Lomachenko lose again or get knocked out, then they gonna find another dude. That's just how it works. So I'm not trying to hear nothing that nobody got to say about this. You got to respect Lomachenko. I give a fuck less about people saying that I'm a hater, and black people can't accept it. All I'm saying is don't disrespect us by saying this dude is better than every fighter that ever fought, and saying that Lomachenko could beat all these dudes and shit, that he could beat every black fighter that's out there. I knew this was going to happen. All I was wondering who was going to be the first white beat writer to say this shit, that Lomachenko could beat Floyd. And Dan Rafael, he need to be called out with his fat ass, because it's funny, he didn't say that Lomachenko could beat Manny Pacquiao at 130. He decides to name the black fighter. Why not say both Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao at 130? No, he specifically wanted to name the black fighter. And as I said before, Floyd would have beat the brakes off Lomachenko. So you can book that.
Okay, to answer, I'll work backwards a little bit. You said a lot, so I'm gonna try and catch the. I should have wrote the stuff down. No one beats Floyd Mayweather. As I said in my video last night, the only person that can beat Money Mayweather is Pretty Boy Floyd. That's it. No question, no doubt about it. Now, as it pertains to Lomachenko, I thought, and I still believe, Lomachenko, I have him right now the second best fighter in the world. I don't have him as the greatest of all time. Absolutely not. But what I've seen, with the exception of the fight that he had in LA against the Colombian, whatever guy, Mariga or whatever, I thought he was exceptional. And two or three, I think is special when you make a guy quit. You know what I mean? When you knock a guy out, yes, he can. But when you make a guy literally say, you know what? There's nothing I can do to beat this dude. So I'm going to take my ball, leave you other 9 basketball players on the court, and go home. And I think that I think because when I was watching the comment section, right? Because after the Deontay Wilder fight, all I could think about was this fight if I was thinking about boxing. So I watched everybody's video. I watched your video, 78's video, everyone in LDBC, Dante, Ego. I watch all you guys' videos, right? And I can see in the comment section, Rigo gonna knock his ass out. Rigo gonna do X, Y, Z. Rigo gonna do this. And there's a lot of people from the LDBC, and I'm unsure who Dante picked, but Boxing Ego picked, I believe Boxing Ego picked Rigo. So if we pick these fighters, right, and you can see in the comment section on their prediction videos, right on, 90% of the people, yeah, Rigo gonna beat his ass. Rigo gonna do this. Rigo gonna do that. We gonna win. Now, when we say that, we are accepting the disadvantages. We are accepting the 8 pounds. We are accepting it's a top rank event. We are accepting he's only fought 3 rounds in 2 years. We are accepting that he's 37 years old. We are accepting that Lomachenko is 27. We are accepting that Lomachenko is being spoon-fed to some degree, right? Which happens to everybody. It's happened to Canelo. It's happened to Floyd. It's happened to Oscar. Everyone gets spoon-fed in the beginning, right? But what we're not acknowledging is the fact that although we picked Rigo, I picked Lomachenko to win, but my heart was with Rigo, right? And what we're not accepting is because we accepted the disadvantages, the quote unquote disadvantages, we have to now give Lomachenko credit. Now we cannot say and the reason why I say as a whole, because I don't know everybody. I'm not speaking for everybody, and you have every right to correct me when you said I can't speak for every black person. You are 100% right, and I would love to retract that statement, or if I made you feel that way. But what I'm saying is this: 90% of the comment section in those videos were saying Rigo gonna beat his ass. Rigo gonna beat his ass. Well, now it's time for that 90% to accept Lomachenko is a bad motherfucker. And he made Saturday night, everyone is a believer. You understand what I'm saying? And I think Lomachenko is one hell of a fighter, man. And I think he's talented. I think he's a combination of a dancer / boxer. You know, he don't really have great power per se, but he beats the wheel out of you. You know what I mean? I've never seen a fighter consistently beat the wheel out of somebody. You know, he literally beat the metaphysical wheel out of you. When does that ever happen in boxing? Besides Sugar Ray Leonard that we know of, that we can speak of, you know, in a big major fight. He beat the metaphysical out of you. How special is that? You understand what I'm saying? Crawford is number 1, as someone just said. Crawford is number 1. I think Loma is number 2. Lomachenko will never, ever be good enough to beat Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is something that we need to accept, whether you love him, hate him, similar to a Kobe Bryant. Whether you love him, whether you hate him, or sometimes you just got to sit and accept greatness. And I think Lomachenko is going to be a great fighter. I think I project him never to lose at 30. I think he's better than Mikey Garcia. And if Sergio Lipinets is representing the 140-pound division, which he is right now, he's the only champion, I believe, he would beat the shit out of him. I think he will walk Sergio Lipinets. He would destroy Sergio Lipinets. And that's where I was coming from, because remember, I did my video on Sunday, I believe, right? Midday Sunday. So I've had the chance to listen to people not give Lomachenko credit when they were rooting for Rigo, right? If you're rooting for Rigo and you predict Rigo, you have to give Lomachenko credit. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just what I believe, man. And go ahead, shoot your response.
Well, see, here's the thing, Fred. Like I said, he won the fight, but like I said, I told you, I can't speak for everybody else, but I told everybody I had a bad feeling about this, and me myself, I told people that I was not going to give him credit for beating Ringo, because as I said before, you have to take those steps too. You want to be, like I said, you're getting too many accolades, and I don't give a damn about making somebody quit, because if that's the case, like I said, once again, let's look at Floyd Mayweather, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I want people who don't know boxing, who keep insisting that Manny Pacquiao won that fight, and if you watch it, I want people to really watch Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Watch it with the sound off and watch it closely. Floyd held back on Manny Pacquiao. Floyd could have walked Manny Pacquiao down and pounded him against the ring and could have stopped him. I want people to look at Floyd versus Canelo. Let me tell you something. Canelo at times was so confused by what Floyd was doing. Canelo at times looked like he wanted to throw in the towel. So, and I'm saying people don't give Floyd his credit. And I also want to make something clear to people. All I'm saying is, we got to stop with this. He's the greatest fighter ever shit after 12 fights. That's the problem that I have. He's doing things now, but at the same time, it's not like he's had an advantage. Also, like I said, he had a size advantage. He was way bigger than Ringo. So all I'm saying is,
but we knew that going in, though. But we know that going in.
No, Fred. All I'm saying is we gotta ask the same of this motherfucker. Okay, you go up and wait, and you fight somebody that's bigger than you. You go through the fire. Go fight Mikey Garcia. Don't sit up there and say that fight is out of the question. You made Ringo move up 2 weight classes, motherfucker. So now you go fight somebody that's naturally bigger than you, or you go fight Crawford, somebody that's bigger than you, because that's what the great ones do at heavyweight. Floyd constantly fought people that was bigger than him. He was way bigger than Ringo.
Okay,
Ringo only had 3 fights in.
Now let me say that.
Inactive, and it came back to haunt him on Saturday. You could clearly see that Lomachenko had everything in his favor. He won in negotiations. He won outside the ring. He won inside the ring.
Well, so, I mean, when you're dealing with the ace high, that's what happens. Look at wait. I know.
I'm saying people, and like I said,
Floyd
fought somebody that was way smaller than him.
Floyd made
size difference. So all I'm saying is, if this dude is as great as we say he is, or some people say he is, after 12 fights, then they didn't raise they didn't set the standards low for this dude after 12 fights, so we gotta raise them even higher. Or if you as great as everybody say you is, you test yourself.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
No. Go up and fight Mikey Garcia right now. No bullshit. Go up and fight him. Like I said, Andre Ward went up and fought Sergey Kovalev. He fought the toughest dude at light heavyweight.
Everything you're saying is right. Everything you're saying is right. But let's be clear about the ace high. There's nothing we can do about it. Look what Floyd did to Maidana about the gloves. Look what I mean. Look at Floyd missing weight. You understand against No, what I'm saying. No. Listen. No.
The fight. Fuck the gloves. Go make the fight. Because at the end of the day, it really don't matter.
Town, you gotta let me talk. Town, you gotta let me talk.
I guess people trying to devalue what other fighters did in behind Lomachenko. You need to hear this shit, because Bob Beer talking this shit that Lomachenko is unbeatable. He already been beat. Let me explain something to you. You know what real greatness is? Is what you know what real greatness is when you don't lose. Ricardo Lopez never lost. Joe Kazagi never lost. Floyd Mayweather never lost. This dude has already lost. And then people disregard that. Whether you like the circumstances or not, he's, like I said, if you're going to say this dude is better than everybody that's out right now, with the exception of Crawford, you have to go prove it. So take your ass up to 140 and fight Mikey Garcia, or go to 147. Since you are so good, since you already then found a way to maneuver your way to number 2 via the media. Because like I said, the media is saying this dude is the greatest thing ever. Okay, like I said.
Okay, now if we
and they fight the toughest dude. Take your ass up to 147 and fight Crawford. Take your ass up to 140 and fight Garcia.
Okay, now
you beat Garcia. You go up to 140 and you beat a bigger Garcia. Then I'm impressed. But I'm not giving you props for beating up a tiny ass 5'4" dude that barely fought 3 times in 3 years.
Okay, now what I'm saying is this. If we strip everything away, take Bob Arum out the equation, take Floyd Mayweather out the equation, take whoever, Gennaro Hernandez, Chino Maidana, take everything out of the equation. What is Lomachenko today? Regardless if you have him 2, 3, 4, 5, he's a top 5 pound for pound guy in the ring. And I understand here's what I want to do. And we have to understand there is a double standard being black. right? There is a double. We are. It's said and never mentioned, and when we don't acknowledge it, that's when we become the problem, right? Now here's what I'm saying. When we are the standard, it's beautiful when we are around each other. But like when you said, when someone culture vultures us, when someone culture jacks us, we get bitter, we get salty. But here's the catch. Here's what and this is why I respect Floyd, is because he has his own farm, right? A lot of people are farmers, but people don't want to own the farm. We are the entertainment. We are the fighters. We are the promoters. We are the people who work in the stadium. And yet and still, we don't want to claim ownership of it. We rather work underneath an umbrella that we work in a farm that we don't own, and we don't seek the benefits of it, right? Now, Lomachenko is a hell of a fighter, but the problem lies in us not owning and wanting to control the narrative. And I think that's where the problem lies with all of us, because keep in mind, the Willie Lynch syndrome is still alive and well. It's hard, and I'm talking, and I'll speak for myself. It's hard sometimes to give a white man credit doing the things that we've been great at for so long, right? Whether it's boxing, whether it's basketball, whether it's football, whether it's whatever the case may be, right? And when someone comes along every 20 or 30 years, like a Larry Bird, like a white, say it again. Dirk Nowitzki, like more importantly, White Chocolate, when he played for the Sacramento Kings, there were more people, there were more black kids. There was more black kids wanting to be White Chocolate than to some degree than Chris Paul. You understand what I'm saying? So
I don't know
no,
about that.
well, whatever example you want to give, you understand what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's where I'm coming from. When we own the narrative, when Dan Raphael word don't mean shit, when the LDBC's word is stamped in everything, is stamped in blood, that's the value. That's what I'm missing. So see, if we owned everything, we would have no problem putting Lomachenko in. But because we are the entertainment and we don't own the narrative, Dan Raphael is spilling out a narrative that is so far from realistic. But guess what? The median is going to believe it. You understand what I'm saying? The people who hate Floyd Mayweather and the people who love Floyd Mayweather, and then you got the people in the middle. Like, oh man, you know, I just saw this fight Saturday night. That might be real. But the last picture they seen of Floyd Mayweather is Floyd Mayweather at 40. So they looking at Floyd like, I think Lomachenko can beat Floyd Mayweather. But what they don't know, that motherfucker went up weight and beat the life out of Diego Corrales. He had Diego Corrales question, is he a professional fighter? He knocked that motherfucker down so many times, he was upside down. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think is the lack of the Willie Lynch syndrome plays a lot into that, because like I'm telling you, Town, when I watch remember, I watched every fucking video. And the reason why I was so reluctant to like do my final prediction video so early, because I didn't want to have these conversations every goddamn day on my channel, because I know people gonna call me a coon, people gonna call me a nigga, people gonna call me a sellout, people gonna say every motherfucking thing they want, right? But we know what's true and we know what's not true. And I didn't want to do that because I knew Lomachenko was gonna beat the shit out of her. I knew in my heart of hearts, the man I saw against Nicholas Walters will not lose to anyone. Will not lose to anyone at 130. I'm just being what I saw against Nick. I saw an undefeated fighter, 27-0, the Axeman, knocking everybody out. A fucking Jamaican, for that matter. My best friend is Jamaican, and he's tough as motherfucking nails. Like, he's so tough, I can't even say the word gay around him. Like, they don't play that shit. Like, man, Jamaicans don't play that gay shit. They don't play that funny shit. They don't do none of that shit. And for him to make a Jamaican quit, man, I'm like, wow, that shit. And I'm sitting ringside, sitting next to Dante, sitting next to everyone else, and there's a handful of people that picked A professional fighter picked Maldonado picked because he was sitting behind me. The 122 guy. Maldonado picked Walters. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think it's the American narrative not to give the white man credit. Like it's just instinctive for us to do that. But I don't want us to go low. Like I read a comment yesterday. It says, when they go low, we go lower. I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm not wasting my energy, not wasting my time, not wasting my spiritual capital, my physical capital, my monetary capital, trying to go lower than these devils. You understand? Than white supremacy, than this white narrative that we're trying to push. I'm not pushing a white narrative. I'm just saying what I saw in the motherfucking ring. What I saw Saturday night was a man that literally can't be beat at 130. He's going to come in 145. I believe that. Every fight at 130, he will come in at 145. You got to deal with that shit. Every fighter that fights against Floyd Mayweather at 147 will come in bigger than him. That's just a fact. Floyd found a way to deal with it. Like he's found a way to deal with everything else. Right? And now for him to prove or to validate, for him to become an all-time great, he has to do exactly what you said. He has to go up in weight and beat the Kovalevs. He has to go up in weight and beat the Canelos. He has to go up in weight and beat the Cottos. He has to go up in, you understand what I'm saying? He has to go up in weight to beat these guys. 100% to be an all-time great. But to be a great fighter today, I believe he is.
Okay, well let me respond to that.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, I'm not stuck in the white dudes can't do this. Let me explain something to you.
Okay, go ahead.
Like I say, like I said, I done seen the exceptional white dude that can do certain things, but you got to remember, as far as our mentality go, the reason why sometimes we're shocked when we see guys like Lomachenko. See, I'm not shocked because we've been conditioned to believe that we only can fight or we can rap or play basketball. So when we see a dude like Lomachenko, we're thinking like, oh, really? You know what I'm saying? See, I'm not shocked by that, and we might overemphasize what this dude is doing. Like I said, I've seen guys like Lomachenko. I've seen it all. I've seen it with us. Now, like I said, it don't have nothing really in particularly to do with him not being black. What the problem that I have is the fan base, the people that's coming along trying to disrespect my race and trying to disrespect the hard work that we put in.
That's fair.
That's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
Because like I said, it's people that didn't put in more fight, that didn't put in more work than this dude, and they ain't getting the credit. It ain't even just the black fighters. It's Mexican fighters also.
Sure. So
that's what I'm saying. Do you think somebody like what I'm saying is, as you said, nobody probably under 130 beats the dude. But then again, like I said, it ain't very much to work with anyway. You want to impress me, like I keep saying, you go up. You go up to 140, you beat the toughest guy in Mikey Garcia. Now keep in mind, he's 5'7". So technically he can fight at welterweight. I don't want to hear this shit about he's not going up to 147, because like I said, if Floyd could go up 5 weight classes, he could do it. If guys like Floyd Patterson, who went up, Sugar Ray Robertson that went up multiple weight classes and shit, who was like less than like 5'9" and went up, if I'm not mistaken, to middleweight or something and started at lightweight, can go up multiple weight class, so can he. We have to set the bar high, because if you're going to get the accolades of being this #1 dude, you really have to prove it. I don't care about negotiations A side, B side. It's not even about that. It's about you taking on the toughest guys out there. If he's willing to do that, and he could, like I said, if he beats all those dudes, that's fine. I'm giving him his props and saying, okay, he's good what he does on paper. But as I said before, pay homage to who you patting your style after. Don't leave us hanging. Don't try to sit up there and forget who you patting your style after. And for the people that's sitting up on the bandwagon saying that we need to acknowledge him, well, just remember what type of fighting style that Lomachenko patting his fighting style after. You know, using defense, using head movement. That's a black fighter style. So while y'all sitting coming on these black channels talking shit and calling people racist for not giving them credit, well, you know what I'm saying? Take a look in the mirror. Go Google Pernell Whitaker. Go Google Floyd Mayweather. Go Google Sugar Ray Leonard. I mean, for real. Watch those dudes. Google a young Roy Jones Jr. That's all. That's the point that I've been trying to make. Black people can give a dude his credit, but here's the thing: the problem that I have when it is that exceptional white guy that come along that can do different things that the usual white fighter don't usually do. Then all of a sudden, here come these white boys trying to say, well, he's better than anybody, any black or non-black fighter that ever did it, and that's what they're doing with Lomachenko. Just like when Eminem came out, okay. Black people gave Eminem his just due. We said he was good. But then again, as I said before about Eminem got away. He used his white privilege to sell millions of records. Eminem rapped about shit that if a black rapper rapped about, he wouldn't have a career. And he capitalized off of it. But then you had these white boys trying to tell us black people that Eminem was better than any black rapper that ever grabbed the mic. And that's where the shit started. And that's this shit that's going on with Lomachenko. These white boys are going to turn black people off to Lomachenko by saying that he's better than any fighter that ever laced him up after 12 fights. And that's where the disrespect comes. And I'm going to keep checking these white motherfuckers when they say that shit. Because don't come telling me that this dude is better than any black fighter or any fighter, period, that ever laced him up. That's where the problem comes. Okay, if you like Lomachenko, fine. But don't you dare try to come on my channel and tell me that I have to like him because you say so. Don't you dare tell me that he's better after 12 fights than any black, Mexican, or other non-black that ever laced him up. That's where the problem lies. And the media is creating the racial tension, not me. I don't appreciate a guy like Dan Rafael who know goddamn well that Lomachenko wouldn't have had a chance against Floyd Mayweather.
You're right.
And for a person to even believe that is just ridiculous. That's a person that started watching boxing like 2 years ago. That's a media, or should I say, those dudes that believe that Lomachenko would have beat Floyd Mayweather. That's what you call a YouTube boxing fan. I ain't no YouTube boxing fan. I'm an actual boxing fan. I actually saw the great fights in front of my TV. So I'm not no dude that started watching boxing via YouTube. And that's the problem that I've been trying to make with Lomachenko. Black people can accept Lomachenko being good, but at the same time, don't sit up here telling us that we gotta like him, because the same way you guys never liked Floyd, we don't have to like Lomachenko. If we choose not to like Lomachenko, that's all right too. Just like people, no matter what, never liked Andre Ward, even though this dude fought for his country, you know what I'm saying, in the Olympics. They still found something wrong with Andre Ward. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. I'm not going to convince anybody to like Lomachenko. We don't have to. Whether he black or whether he not black, because there's some black fighters that I don't like, and you can't make me like them. So at the same time, I'm not going to sit up here and tell black people that we have to like Lomachenko, because at the same time, did we force people to like Floyd Mayweather? No. Did we force people to like Andre Ward? No. Have we forced people to like Errol Spence? No. So don't sit up here. If you don't like certain black fighter, don't tell me that I have to like this white Russian fighter. I mean, fair is fair. That's the point that I'm trying to make. You can't tell somebody that they have to like Lomachenko. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I don't think it's fair for certain black people to tell us that we have to like Lomachenko. We can recognize his skill set, but we still don't have to like him. And I recognize that he has a good skill set. It's looking good for right now. But like I said, let's see what he does in 3 years from now. Before we start sitting up putting him in our top 10, let's just hold on a minute. Let's hold on a minute. And like I said, guys like Bob Arum and Dan Rafat and Michael Montero, they need to get called on that, because we know what they're trying to do. They're trying to push a white fighter. This is our guy narrative. And that's the only thing that I've been.
Where would you have Lomachenko? Where would you have him in your top 10? Or is he in your top 10?
He ain't even in my top 10.
Are you serious? Wow.
Fuck him. I'm serious.
Wow. You don't have Lomachenko on your Tal. Come on, man. Come on. He's not in your top 10?
I'm not putting no motherfucker in my top 10 that got less than 15 fights in. Like I said, if you fight Mikey Garcia, like I said, you go fight Mikey Garcia and you make Mikey Garcia quit, then I'll be impressed because you fighting a bigger dude.
Town, you make it sound personal if you don't have him in your top 10. You make it sound like you have a personal agenda against him. He's definitely 100.
Wait a minute. Wasn't it personal? Well, wait a minute. Wasn't it personal with Andre Ward? Wasn't it personal with Floyd? Wasn't it personal with Mikey Garcia? Wasn't it personal? I mean, I'm just saying, people made shit personal. No, it isn't personal. I'm just saying my standards are high. Like I said, since this dude is so good, like I said, prove it.
How about if he unified?
After 12 fights, since you the greatest fighter, according to some people that ever lived, after 12 fights, okay, go prove it.
How about if he unified the division at 130?
If I'll put it like I said, go beat Mikey Garcia right now, and then I'll put you in my top. I'll put you in my top 5. I will elevate you to my top 5. If you go beat Mikey Garcia, you go up to 140 and fight Mikey Garcia. No catch weight.
He's a 35 champion, right? Mike Garcia is a 35 champion.
Mikey Garcia fought at 140.
Oh yeah, he's a silver champion at 140, right? Yeah, silver champion.
So you go up to 140 and you fight Mikey Garcia. They already saying that they're not interested in that, but you beat Mikey Garcia. You make Mikey Garcia quit, who I know is not going to quit. You make him quit, then I'm impressed. You fight Mikey Garcia is an active fighter. He fighting twice a year. You go fight a dude that's fighting at least 3 times a year. That's considered another pound-for-pound fighter. Now, if you beat 2 so-called pound-for-pound fighters in the world, yeah. Now, I know people sitting up listening to this video saying I'm just mean and I'm a racist. Hey, you did it to our fighters. So if it's personal, I'm making it kind of personal. I sure in the fuck am.
Okay.
Because you making it personal on how you try to disrespect, on how I want these white motherfuckers to hear it. Yeah, you made it personal on how you tried to disrespect our fighters, how you tried to disregard our fighters' compliments. So like I said, now you motherfuckers know how I feel. So you can make you hate me and I'm a racist and all that shit good, because I love every minute of it. I'm loving it. Now you see how I feel to have somebody that you like not get no type of credit.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of superlatives on him. Like he's better than I heard someone say he's better than Ali. Dan Rafael said he probably can beat Floyd at 130.
No, he can't.
No. I mean, I'm just telling you what's been said. He's the best boxer ever. We've never seen nothing like him.
Sure, we have. They were black.
Now
they were black fighters.
I mean, we've rarely seen. I'm just going to use the term rarely. A man move like that in the ring. Like I was literally. You got to help me. You got to help me find someone that moved like him. You understand? Like he just in the right place in the right time all the time. You understand what I'm saying? And it's perpetual motion like a Rolex. You know what I mean? It's perpetual. It's just perpetual motion. And you're right as it relates to black. I'll agree with you on that. The blacks don't get the credit they deserve. Floyd will never get the credit he deserves, right? But I shouldn't use the word but. In addition to that, we just got to start, controlling the narrative. And it's okay. It's okay if Lomachenko is good. It's okay if he's not, if they're building him up to be something great. And then somebody like maybe you would want someone black to knock him off. Like the same thing I said with Rigo. If you guys have Rigo in your top 5 pound for pound and you're picking Rigo to win the fight, all the credit that you gave Rigo, you have to give it. You have to give it to Lomachenko.
But I didn't pick Rigo to win the fight.
No, I'm talking about the comments that I saw. Go back to everybody's video. Rigo gonna beat the brakes off, and Rigo's a master boxer. He gonna stop Rigo in the track. And that's the fight that the LDBC wanted. That's the fight that I wanted. That's the fight that Dante wanted. That's the fight that Boxing Ego wanted. So we got the fight that we wanted. We didn't get the results we wanted. And now everyone is saying the fight. You should see the comment section. The fight is rigged. The fight is rigged. Where's his blood test?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let me speak on that. Let me speak on that before I go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as the fight being rigged or him taking a dive, I don't have any inside proof on that. But if people believe that, based off Bob Arum's history, you know what I'm saying? Because Bob Arum is is documented for fixing fights and bribing sanctioning bodies. So if people believe Bob Arum might have, slipped Ringo an envelope, that's their right. Because Bob Arum has a history. See, when you tied to shit, that follows you.
Sure.
So if people believe that about Bob Arum, then Bob Arum put himself in a position to do that because he's done it before. So if people believe that about the Godfather, then of course. So I mean, I don't know whether it was or I don't know whether it was fixed or not. But like I said, if people believe that based off Bob Arum's history, and he said it himself. Keep in mind, this is the man that said, one day I'm lying, the next day I'm telling the truth. Oh, shit. Yeah. Well, Fred, I got to get up out of here, man. But this was fun, man. We could do this again, man.
All right, I appreciate you, man.
I'm pretty sure people going to go off on me and call me a racist and a hater. Which I don't give a
Actually not. They in the comments, I don't know if you got it on your phone, but in the comment section, I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, I would say more people are in favor of you than of me.
Of course, because I'm the man.
Oh, okay. I'm not. Okay.
What you expect? I'm the man. I told you, man.
As a man, think of so is he. You know what I mean? If you believe you're great, you're great.
Hey, man, I'm like T Grizzly. I told you I'll do this with no effort.
I know.
I dust this, man.
They ain't hit the like button though, so they didn't like us too much. So, but anyways,
me and you ain't gonna win either way. We know it's gonna be split right down the middle. So somebody right now calling me a black motherfucker, that nigger town.
No, you ain't got that.
You ain't got that. I'm gonna get it on my channel.
No, you ain't got it. No, you ain't got it. Someone asked. No, it's TownBizz. So go to his YouTube channel, TownBusiness. And I appreciate everyone tuning in. Next time we come back, we'll engage. We'll engage with y'all.
You know what? I want to bring some more people into this because this is something that needs to be continued.
Okay.
I want to bring 7-8 into this.
Oh, sure. I wonder who's 78. I think
7-8 is listening. Yeah, 7-8. 7-8 will do it. He down with us. I want to
appreciate all y'all. Thanks, Reed.
Yeah, we gonna do a panel.
Thanks, Ronald.
We gonna continue this.
For sure.
All right.
We gonna get out of it. Now I gotta go to work.
It's
2:45 in LA. I gotta take the drive and go look at my property. So I'm going.
All right.
I appreciate you, King. I genuinely appreciate y'all for tuning in. We gonna come back. I'll hit Town up. We'll reschedule this. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll be more engaged with the comment section. But I knew Town was gonna talk a lot. He's gonna talk a lot, so I wanted to give him his platform because as soon as I dropped that video, that motherfucker came back and was like, "Nah, Fred, it ain't like that." Anyways, man, I genuinely appreciate you guys tuning in, taking time out of your busy schedule. I know it's in the middle of the day and it's spontaneous, and we had over 100 people in there, so that's probably like 400 or 500 people that tuned in. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, guys.